film with friends, missing VHS videotape repeating.
Welcome back, family, crew, creeps, and peeps, to a haul video. This is from my work, the city thrift that I work for. Most of it's DVD and Blu-ray, only a couple of VHS and a few other little cool things. But, I mean, it's a haul nonetheless. I try and stick with VHS mainly, but then sometimes you just get a big stack. We get boxes and boxes of media that come in, so I have to go through it, and some of it's just too good to pass up. We'll start off with this copy of Balto. My daughter and her mother have this on VHS. It's one of her daughter's, or her mother's, one of my daughter's mother's favorite movies. It's a wolf though, but this movie, and I think Snow Dogs, is the reason my daughter's mother and my daughter have huskies. Then we have El Topo by Alejandro Jodorowsky. I remember renting this on VHS from my video library when I was a teenager, 13, 14, 15, something like that, because I was able to rent rated R movies. I don't even know why I picked it up at the cover of the VHS, which I would like to track down one day. Just looked interesting, so I remember watching it, and I had no idea what it was. Some dude walking around with a naked kid the entire movie. I'm like, what is this? It wasn't 2 years later that I discovered Jodorowsky and Holy Mountain and all that. And there's a great documentary called Jodorowsky's Dune, about his version of Dune that he would have made, but then it went on to be the David Lynch version. That's definitely worth a watch if you ever come across it. And these I picked up for my kid because she was a big fan of this growing up. I just thought these were cool additions, but we have Adventure Time, complete first season. I just like these slipcases, I thought were cool. And again, I get these for $1.25 each with my discount. Complete second season. Not even sure how many seasons this show went to. Complete third season. And the complete fourth season. Kind of interesting that they don't have the dog on any of those. So it's Finn and Jake. I still forget who's who. And then on a couple more. Then we got this movie, which I know nothing about. It just looked great. Soul Keeper. Evil Hungers for Your Soul. First Look Home Entertainment, Darren James Ferriola, Brad Dourif, I saw was in it, Robert Davi, Tiny Zeus Lister, rest in peace. So, not sure what this is. I just thought it looked great. Then I got this slipcase kind of cardboard edition of The Social Network, which my daughter's a big fan of for some reason. She's really starting to like the films of David Fincher. So I got that so she can have that on her shelf. I have that, of course, on Blu-ray. And then I rebought this, the Untitled, the Almost Famous Director's Edition, the bootleg cut. Which I bought this when it first came out. Because I wanted to see the bootleg version, which is the better version, of course. But this is just a cool, looks like it's like a kind of like a vinyl sleeve kind of deal. I still have the discs from my copy because I took the discs out and tossed all the cases. But so I'm slowly rebuying a lot of the better ones. And then on the Blu-ray front, I got the 2013 Evil Dead remake, which I still have yet to ever watch. Didn't see it in theater when it came out, even though I worked it, but I just never got around to seeing it. 22 Jump Street, which those movies are really good, 21 and 22 Jump Street. I thought they're a lot better than I thought they would be. We got Super Troopers. Remember screening that movie at one of my old theaters. We did a back-to-back screening of Super Troopers and the Britney Spears movie Crossroads. True story. First 30 minutes of that movie's good, and after that it just kind of slows down, but still like it. And then Super Troopers 2, which I have never watched. I think we showed that at Alamo when I worked there, but I just never got around to seeing it. And then I found this slipcase copy of Big Trouble in Little China, which I have the regular Blu-ray, which pretty much is the same exact thing, like this one, downstairs in the garage, my brother's little man cave. So I'll let him keep that copy, and I'll keep this one. We also have a slipcase version of it on DVD that I remember buying a long time ago. And I got The Nun, which I have yet to see. Includes Spanish audio, but I do have a coaster from my coaster set that I have a bunch of horror characters on. I don't know if I showed those off in a haul video at some point. It's like Pennywise, The Nun, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy, and I think Chucky are all on these red coasters. And then I got It Chapter 2 in a slipcase. Don't have It Chapter 1, but if I ever come across it, I'll pick it up just to have it. So all that came from my work. Oh, and 2 more. So this is, primarily a VHS channel. I guess we should throw in some VHS. We have the Cousteau Society, Collector's Edition, Cousteau, Lilliput in Antarctica, Turner Home Entertainment. This one just stuck out to me because it's special interest and interesting. And it has that silver foil on there. And then last one, the Albert Achievement Awards, hosted by Marv Albert. Hardly, the most prestigious award in sports. I think this was sitting in a box like this, and I was like, it looks interesting, I'll grab it. And I went up and looked at it, and I saw the CBS Fox Video Sports tag on the side. I'm like, okay, we're definitely getting that, because it goes along with my CBS spines over here. And I have another one that's a video sports. They have like one that's a video sports tag, and they have like a music video tag. I have like a Michael Jordan something, then I think I have what the Culture Club or somebody with VHS video sports tag on the side. So that was my haul and my coffee mug from this past weekend. Not too shabby as far as media goes. And then I saw these little beautiful things come in. Little toy Wally. And then he's got a bigger brother. This Wally. Wally was the first movie that I ever took my daughter to see. She was born in April of '08, and Wally came out in July. So that's back when I was working in the theater business. So I picked her up. I think her mom, like her mom's friend, came down to my theater on the Missouri side, and I strung up Wally it was on film back then, and we ran it in theater too at my old theater. And I just remember holding my daughter like on my shoulder, standing me facing away from the screen, and my daughter looking on my shoulder watching the screen. And we watched it. I stood the entire movie holding her. So I just more so me than her became obsessed with the movie. So we have like another Wally toy that collapses into the cube, and you hit little buttons and he pops up, and his head pops out, his arms pop out, his little treads pop out of the bottom. We have one that's a money bank. And then in 2009, I think it was, I bought like the $250 remote controlled sort of life-size Wally, which I still have in storage, and we'll see that someday on the channel when I get my new place and everything's unboxed. But it'll be like Wally blankets. Like her second birthday, she had a Wally cake that came like a specially made Wally cake pan. Obviously went Wally on Blu-ray. Sorry. She had this little stuffed Wally and stuffed Eva that made noises. Pretty cool. Oh, then I had like a little plastic-sized Wally, maybe about that big, that you could hook an iPod or anything into it through a little music port in the back, and you play music, and his eyes light up, and he kind of wiggles around and dances. So I became really obsessed with Wally. So he's like probably my favorite Pixar movie. And still one of the only sort of Disney characters that I like is Wally. So these came in. Somebody turned these in, so I made sure that I got my hands on them and bought them from the thrift store. So a couple of VHS, a few Blu-ray, DVD, 2 different Wallys to go in my Wally collection. And that's it. That was all from one weekend at my job at City Thrift. So let me know what you guys think. Is Wally the best movie? Of course it is. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.